Hope you're doing well out there on this full moon. Well, we're in the full moon energy, anyways, right? And end of the month, wanting to talk to you about something I was really remembering and realizing myself, even as I've been into this thing called yoga for quite a long time, teaching about it, sharing about it, writing about it, and still having realizations, discoveries, and even remembering things that I realized before and I can sometimes forget. So this is one of those that really, when we get into what is this thing called yoga, sure, it's a system of learning, right? You could call it a philosophy, you could call it a system of exercises, for sure. It's a psychology, right? It's a set of practices. It is a practice. And also remember that word yoga means union, to join or to connect, which we can see that connection referring to all sorts of aspects of our lives. But really, what I see is some of the true medicine, which is about our moments, that helps what we get from yoga. And really what it's intended to be about is yoga as an experience, right? Yoga as a way of experiencing our moments and a way to be able to choose to experience our moments. And so at the deepest levels, what we're practicing, what we're learning, what we're going for is this ability and remembering to let it be about coming into our moments and being able to really experience the magic of right now, being able to be more present, more listening, more tapped in, more tuned in for this, what can even feel like a magical experience of yoga, meaning union, right? To join, to connect. So those moments that we can be going for, that we could call yoga. So yoga as an experience, yoga as a realization, as a moment, right? And so that's what we can see, that what yoga is about is doing all sorts of things, whether we see it's in our practices, our perspectives, our psychology. It's things that are going to help us be able to do that, right? To be able to come into the moment, to be able to use that mind more in ways that we want in the moment, to be able to hone that attention, that focus, to cultivate our awareness more, right? And then also ways to enjoy the moment more, which can include some of those things like non-judgment and even self-love that we get from our yoga of all sorts. And always here to remind that yoga doesn't mean exercises. It can be all sorts of experiences, practices, perspectives, psychology that is going to help us build those feelings of connection, have more moments of connection, and to be able to choose to be in the moment, to experience that connection, right? And all the ways that we can be developing that, cultivating that, playing with that, and yes, practicing that. And that's what we really get from these approaches, is that it's a practice. So the more that we practice the yoga experience, right, the yoga approach, the yoga intentions, the more we're gonna experience yoga, right, and be in that state of union and even play with what that can mean, including things like living more intuitively, being more in our flow, right, being more in our passion and purpose, and really just developing those ways that connection can fuel us, right? And yeah, we're talking about spiritual connection, or whatever you see your spirituality as, or even your sense of connection with yourself, with the people around you, with the planet, with your body, of course, with your mind, with your heart, and of course how your energy and how you're managing that plays such a role in how you're experiencing your moments, right? Much less creating them. So the true medicine moment of yoga, the trick is in the title, that it's the ability or the cultivation of moment to moment, being able to have those moments of connection, right? And letting that experience just even happen, right? As we are just doing what we can to get into that energy. So yeah, it's an exciting realm to be working with, and it absolutely can shift our experience, right? And help us so much with things like our mental health, even change our experience with our physical health, and definitely just help us be more in our lives in a way that can feel enjoyable and like we're appreciating and savoring and even creating more of what we do want. So there's a lot of power to this yoga approach, to the yoga experience, and the real medicine is in the moments and how we're learning to be in our moments, cultivate those moments and choose those moments, right? So yeah, excited to share with you. Hope that's helpful for you. Have a good one out there, y'all. Namaste.